for our book is Being an Unwind is Like Being an Unborn. We got the idea from our story and thought it would be a good motto because of how it explained how bad being an unwind was. In this story, the characters feel as if they're unwanted and ignored, and that's why we chose our motto.
This is Marisa. She's one of Connor's allies. She helps Connor to go through many obstacles throughout the story. And it says she's a girl that's Connor's companion. She gives Connor tips that help him. And Lev, he is a thief that Connor saves. And he changes at the end of the book. This is another ally, Hayden. He's a boy that gives Connor advice throughout the story. This is the Admiral. He's another ally. He lets Connor live at the graveyard, and he helps him survive and prevents him from being unwanted. This is Roland, the enemy. He's a boy that Connor constantly gets in fights with. This is Cleaver. He's an enemy that loves destruction.
This is our video game. It is modeled after Pocket Army, and is there any way to zoom in? This is Connor. He is the main character. This is basically the companion of the story, and this is Lev. This is Riza, sorry. This is Lev. In the game, I made him a wizard. And these are other unwinds in the game. These are the Juvie Cops. They are the enemy that they have to destroy. And he has some power-ups at the bottom. And if you click all of them, once one of yours has been killed or taken away by the Juvie Cop, you can call them back. This is their lives. Your health. That is your enemy's health. This is your money. This is how many characters you have. So it shows how many have died. You usually have 8 when you begin. And this button is a potion. It adds to your personal HP. And this adds to the HP of everyone around you.
This is Connor Lassiter's roller coaster, and all through the beginning of the story, and through the end. This is Connor's birth, or like the beginning of his life. Starts right here. Sorry. Beginning of his life. Things went very smoothly, like with little ups and downs, until he reads the Unwind form, which is basically saying that his parents have signed him off to where he would be unwound and his parts would be given to people. This is the beginning of Connor's death. He leaves the ordinary world to enter the special world. He runs away from home to escape his planned fate of being unwound. Those are juvie cops. And the loops represent when he thinks things get better, but actually things get worse. And that is Reese's bus that is transporting her to a harvest camp from the state home. Okay. This is probably the beginning of the smoothest story, and this is when Jennifer represents when Roland is next to her, Connor. Ice cream truck takes them to an unknown warehouse where they are soon transported to the graveyard. Okay. This track is a little bit easier when they get out of the school life, but without lecture. And the end represents when they get to the antique shop, where they go to the ice cream truck and to the unknown warehouse. This is where his death ends and things get easier, but not entirely. The rebirth begins, but it will not be a quick one. Okay. This is when Connor and Risa are pushed into crates and sent to the unknown location. Connor is almost pushed into a crate with Roland, but he thankfully punches somebody in the face, and he is put into another crate. So they put it on an airplane. Okay. After the long train ride, they arrive at the graveyard. This is a resting place for planes, but also a safe place for unwinds. They work here until after their 18th birthday. Well, most unwinds do, but not Connor Risa. The smoothest part of the story ends less there. Connor and Risa stay safe for a few weeks at the graveyard, but riots break out and injures the leader, and Roland has to fly them to a hospital. While Roland is there, he turns himself, Connor, and Risa in. They are sent to Happy Jack Harvest Camp, where they are planned to be taken apart. Okay. This is where Connor and Risa are spending their weeks at Happy Jack. They play sports and are examined. Roland is around the whole time, but this does not mean it's a good experience. This is when Connor is walking to the chop shop, which is where they pretty much take everybody apart. With Roland off his back, well, you can probably guess what happened to him. Connor can accept his fate like a hero. Suddenly, after Connor goes into the chop shop, an explosion, another one. The roof of the chop shop comes down. Connor stumbles out with a missing eye and a messed up arm. Connor wakes up, and suddenly he has a new name, a new identity that was lost in the explosion. He looks at his arm, and it isn't his. It's, guess whose? Roland's. Plus, he has an eye patch. And that is the end for the first book of Unwind. Okay.
The graveyard shift award goes to Connor Lasseter for taking responsibility and leadership to save hundreds of unwinds from being unwound in the graveyard.
Thank you, everyone. This is a great honor to receive It's a great honor to receive the Graveyard Shift Award. This journey has been crazy, and I could not have done it without my friends Lev and Risa. And what we've learned throughout this entire journey is that if you want to get anywhere in life, you have to take risks to do so. So don't give up. There's still hope, and keep fighting. Thank you.
This is the news story that talks about Connor's greatest victory. One of his greatest victory that it talks about is when Connor goes to the graveyard. This is a big victory for Connor because he finally finds a place where he belongs. Another victory that Connor has is stopping the riot to protect his friend the Admiral. He stops a big riot from attacking his friend just using leadership skills.
Tanish, minus 5 points.
Connor is a runaway unwind who goes through many obstacles to find a place where he is wanted and can feel like he belongs there. He finds his place with his fellow unwinds at a camp called the Graveyard. and he is given tasks to fix objects. Then he hears that a riot broke out and that they were attacking the Admiral. Later, he found the Admiral covered in blood. He quickly uses his great leadership skills to stop the riot and to protect his friend, the Admiral. You should be amazed that an unwanted unwind could stop a riot. Connor's victory as an unwind shows that everyone has potential.
So, for this comic, their greatest adventure would be on their way traveling to the graveyard, right? So, finally, we are safe from being unwound. For now, in the graveyard. Remember the story how we got here? Duh. And then he says flashback to the sea. And then they're saying we need to find a place to run away to where they can hide for them. And then Connor right here, this is Connor, that's Lisa. And he said, finally we've made it to the antique shop where we can hide from the Jewish house. Cheese says we're always pointing out the obvious. It's just a little bit of comic relief. And then Connor explains that there will be the ice cream man. There's an ice cream man who picks them up and takes them to many different drop-off stations that will also take them to the graveyard eventually, right? And then another joke is, oh no, my hair dye wore off. Because he's not. But look, there's the ice cream man who is secretly working for the graveyard. So they head out and go to the ice cream man. He picks them up and they go to the graveyard.
Thank you for listening to our journey through their journey in Unwind.